Good morning. I'm going to show you how to create your own SMART goal using the Set a SMART goal sheet that I provided you with. When you first click on the document through the Growth Mindset Hyperdoc, you're going to get a page like this, and you will need to click Make a Copy. You will now have this copy generated in your Google Drive. In order to find it easily, click on this little star by the title so that you can find it in your starred documents in your Google Drive. And go ahead and change this so that it says your name, set a SMART goal. Okay, so right now the text is a little small for me. I'm going to go to View, Zoom 100%. That way I get a better idea of what to do here because the text is all more visible for me. First things first, I'm going to read the directions to understand what I need to do. Use the graphic organizer below to help you develop a SMART goal for the first trimester of this class. What is something you really want to accomplish in here? Be prepared to discuss your SMART goal with Miss Reed. All right, so reading those directions, I understand that I am supposed to use this graphic art organizer step by step so that I can create my own SMART goal for Ms. Reed's class. And I also know that once I've done that, I need to be able to accept feedback from it after having a discussion with Ms. Reed about it. So, SMART is an acronym. Each of the letters stands for a certain thing that you should have in your goal. S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. We're going to go ahead and look at all of those things right now. S, make your goal specific. What exactly do you want to achieve? What do you want to be able to do that you haven't done before? What do you want to be able to understand that you don't understand? Or what do you want to get better at? So, this is the thing that you want to do. I would like it if you guys focused on a particular skill that you would like to work on in language arts rather than, say, a specific grade. But grades are fine too if that's what you want to do. Or you could create a goal based on whether or not you grow on iReady. So, iReady is actually a really good one to provide an example for because iReady lets us make a really specific goal. So, for example, I could say, I want to grow to a sixth grade level on my informational text reading on iReady. So iReady has a few different sections that you can get better at, right? Your informational text reading, your literature text reading, vocabulary, etc. So I'm going to focus in on that informational text reading aspect of iReady. Right now, let's pretend that I'm only about a fifth grade level. I want to get up to that sixth grade level for iReady on my informational reading. So make your goal measurable. So this is the M. What will you use to determine if you have met your goal? A log where you kept track of how much you read, your grade in the class, or some other score, something else? and I gave you a sentence stem there that you can use to help write your measurable aspect. So here we go. I will know I have met my goal when I already chose a sixth grade level on my diagnostic or growth check. So I'm using specific things I can look at to see that that I have some way to hold myself accountable for it. So if you are making a goal to read more, maybe you're tracking that in something like Goodreads, where every time you pick up your book, you document how long you were reading or how many pages you were reading. Maybe you just write it down in a notebook somewhere that that's your designated reading log. Whatever works for you to help you be accountable for reaching this goal. Achievable. That's what the A stands for. Make your goal achievable. How will you achieve your goal? What actions will you take? Will you read 20 minutes each day? Will you create a journal? What will you do to get to where you want to be? So, in order to make your goal achievable, it means that you have to take some kind of action to meet the goal. It doesn't just happen. You don't just wish that you're automatically going to do better at this thing. You have to take steps to actually get there. So I'm going to use the sentence stem there. I will achieve my goal by, and now I need to think of some of the things that I can do. Some of the things that I can do to improve my informational reading is to read more informational text. Where can I find more informational text? Well, I could read nonfiction books. That would be a good way to do it. I could read newspaper articles. I could read blog posts or magazines about a topic that I'm interested in. Or if I really wanted to be able to hold myself accountable for informational reading, I could use one of the school programs like News ELA to read news articles and quiz myself on those things that I've read. That one, now that I think about it, sounds like a really good way to watch how I grow. It also gives me another way to measure my goal. So I'm going to say I will achieve my goal by reading one article on News ELA each day and taking a comprehension quiz on that article. That would only take about 15 minutes to do. That doesn't sound too bad. And it gives me another way to measure my growth. So I can also add that on here. I can also use my quiz scores from News ELA to track my growth. If I go down to the R now, I see that the R stands for relevant. If if you don't know what relevant means, it means that the actions and stuff that you're taking, the goal that you're taking, are on topic or related to the class or the goal that you're trying to set. So make your goal relevant. Does your goal have something to do with this class? Is it a goal that you care about achieving? If you don't care about this goal, you need to start back over and think about something that you really do care about accomplishing in my class. Because if you don't care about accomplishing the goal, you're not going to work toward accomplishing the goal. So I'm going to use the sentence stem that I've got right there to explain why it's relevant. Yes, this goal is relevant because informational text reading is an ELA skill. This skill, I'm going to add to this. This skill is relevant to me because I see that I do need to improve in my informational reading skills, and I want to do that. The final part of a SMART goal is to put some kind of deadline on that. We call that making it time bound. So I'm going to give some kind of deadline for my goal to make it time bound. Make your goal time bound, or in other words, give it a deadline. Do you want to meet this goal before the end of the trimester? At the trimester? The deadline for my goal is, so I'm going to use that sentence starter. The deadline for my goal is the next time we take the iReady diagnostic. So I will see if I accomplished this goal by the time that I take my next iReady diagnostic. I'll be able to look at that diagnostic and see if, in fact, I reached my goal of a sixth grade level in informational reading. There's one last part that I need to take a look at here. It says, state your SMART goal in one sentence, making sure to use information from each of the boxes above. So that means I have to take everything that I had in here and turn it into one sentence. Some of these things are overlapping, so that makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to start by looking at my S. I want to grow to a sixth grade level on my informational text reading on iReady. That sounds like a good way to start it. So I'm going to go ahead and type it in here. I want to grow to a sixth grade informational text level on iReady by the next I take the iReady diagnostic. So that doesn't quite contain everything, so I need to figure out what else I need to add. I've got the goal, the specific goal, and I have my deadline. So I've got my S and my T. I will know I have met my goal when it shows a sixth grade level on the diagnostic. So is there a way I can include that in here? I want to grow to a sixth grade informational text level on iReady by the next time I take the iReady diagnostic. It sounds like it's already in there, so I don't need to add anything else in there. I will achieve my goal by reading one article on News ELA each day and taking a comprehension quiz on that article. So I can say, I will read on News ELA each day and take a quiz. Now I have to edit what I had here before. Instead of want, I'm going to put in order to grow. So now it's telling you what I'm going to do, my action to meet my goal, and I've got the deadline there. Let's see. So I've got my S, my M, my A, and my T. Let's see if there's a way to put my R in there. Yes, this goal is relevant because informational text reading is an ELA skill. This skill is relevant to me because I see that I do need to improve in my informational reading skills and I want to do that. So let's see if I can put in there how it's relevant. I think instead of putting I will read, I will put I want to read on Use ELA each day and take a quiz in order to grow to a sixth grade informational text level on iReady by the next time I take the iReady diagnostic. By changing that will to a want, I'm showing that I care about this goal, that it's something that I want to do, and that makes it relevant. All right, so once you have completed your SMART goal, you've gone through all of these steps and you've turned it into a one sentence goal, you need to make sure that you submit it on our Google Classroom so that I can give you feedback on it. Once you've received feedback from your goal from me, you are cleared to begin working on the next part of the growth mindset hyperdoc.